Yep, we bought ourselves a 4x4 ambulance. And today's the day we bring it back to a friend's place and get a really good look at it and give you guys a walkover on my thoughts when it comes to building this thing out. I bought it as a project because I think this will make a lot of great content right here on this channel. It's going to be a huge undertaking, and I know it's probably going to take a little bit of time, but hey, you know, with all this pandemic going on and all the restrictions going on around us, maybe this will be a great way to keep us busy and in one place and enjoying and still making some content. Welcome to the ambulance.
Well, behind me, I don't know what to call this. This is the Weirdos Unite Army. Tank number 1 and tank number 2. I bit the bullet. I bought the damn ambulance. Are you insane? All right, guys, just doing a little bit of a walk around on here. It's got the ambulance markers on the side, which I'm probably going to keep because I like the look of it. We're going to replace this fender here because of the damage that's on there. These fenders are pretty cheap to buy. I have a little bit of work here, like some of the damage and stuff here that's on the side mirror, whether I get these things repowder coated or we just find ourselves a new mirror. The glass on the opposite side is broken on it. No rust on here because this entire back section is completely fiberglass. Look at all these compartment doors. Goes right inside. Yeah, we got some work to do in here. Down here, all sorts of places to store things. It's one thing really great about an ambulance, though, is it's got all this built-in storage. Welcome to the inside. Here is where they used to have oxygen tanks. This we'll probably just cover over. I want to keep this covered though, but we may take this front off because, you know, it kind of sticks into the house a little bit. Inside of here is an amazing little storage container for storing whatever, and it just kind of flattens up and goes in there, which is kind of nice to have. Lots of windows along the top, which that is going to be one of my first projects to do, is to source out the company that built this ambulance and see if we can get replacement glass for this. If not, we're probably going to find a place, custom glass place, to redo all the plexiglass on the top. Because if you didn't catch the video the other day, there is little cracks and stuff in here, and it would be nice just to get all new glass around here. These red ones in the corner are in perfect shape. It seems to be that only the clear or the smoked ones. These ones here, because of the cracks, they've been leaking. So the guy that had this before me just taped up over it with this tape that's going to be impossible to get off. But it looks like all the red windows are in great shape. So we would need to replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. I don't know how wide it is back in here, but it's probably 7.5 feet maybe. I'll have to measure it one day. Once we dive into this project is when I'll get the measuring tape out and give you guys all the tech and specs. But there's definitely a little bit of work to be done in here before we have the chance to put in the walls. And one of those things is to remove all the wiring in here that was here for the ambulance. So there's a lot of systems in here that we're not going to need in the camper van. So all this stuff will have to get, you know, removed, pulled out, because it's just not necessary. All the boxes and stuff. This, I guess, was a seat at some point. Wiring for all, you know, all the electrical stuff. All this will need to get pulled. This giant box here, which I believe is an AC unit for the back, which only works while you drive. A unit like this would pull a ton of electricity off grid without the vehicle running. So all this stuff will have to be removed. There's a lot of ventilation stuff in here, but yeah, man, it's going to be quite the project to undertake. It's still got the original dash piece in it with all of the original ambulance switches, which is kind of cool. Yeah, these are pretty sweet. Up behind here is the access to getting to the ambulance lights, which are still on the front of the ambulance. Right up there. So this side is smoked, so the lights will still be white. This side is got a red plexiglass on it for the red lights, which are still in there, which is awesome. The back of this thing is the only part that I'm not a really big fan of. I really like the fact that they have that little fin. It's a nice, cool little feature. Just not a fan of the taillights and stuff like that that are on here. One of the first things I want to do besides taking care of the plexiglass, I would like to start working on this one from the outside in. So step number one for me is to see if we can get those pieces of glass repaired on the top. That way we've got all the leaks solved. Second, I want to take this thing into a diesel shop and have them recheck over the entire engine. And then after that point, I think paint and getting this thing lifted. It's got a 4-wheel drive conversion in it, which I'm pumped about. 7.3 diesel engine in the front of it, so it's got ton of power, ton of push. And when I stomped on it on the highway, I was doing like 80K. I put the foot to the floor and the whole thing just like, whoa, just ready to go. Where mine, well, I'm picturing this thing with a bit of a bigger lift. Like instead of here, maybe bring this up like maybe 4 more inches. Do a larger lift on here, bigger tires and a new set of rims just to give it a really good, strong and aggressive look. And then a paint scheme, I want to do gray, like a really cool, funky gray with black hood, black all on the front, but completely gray on the side. Let me shut this door here. And I would like to incorporate all the ambulance striping all over again, probably in black. So picture this in a really cool gray with some of the ambulance striping all and stuff back on there. Maybe some kind of like overlanding style adventure things. So that's my picture for this thing, is like this crazy, Chris is barking at the dog next door, a crazy off-grid, apocalyptic looking ambulance that is gray and black with big, huge tires, aggressive rims. So now we have 2 tanks. One is my home, one is, well, a project. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna take us a fair chunk of time to put together, because I would love to team up with everybody that helped put my van together. So we're here at J5 Custom Vans, so he is obviously the first one to get his hands on this rig. Then we'll probably do some things out at Ray Outfitted in Ontario, and without a doubt be back at Overland Interiors to talk about maybe a plan for some interior work. I'm really not too sure what's going on at this point. My first thing is just to make sure it's mechanically good, get a rework over on everything, bigger tires, bigger lift, and a really cool paint job. See, I'm excited about this project because I've been a lowrider guy my whole life. And this ain't no lowrider, we get it. But I've been a lowrider guy my whole life, and I really miss taking that time out of my day to go work on the lowrider, you know what I mean? Making customizations to it, and I don't know, it was so satisfying, and that's a big piece of my world living in my van that I miss in a major, major way. Now, well, instead of building a lowrider, we're gonna build an off-grid ambulance. Come on, how cool is that? So I would like to do the things to this ambulance that I can't do to the current home that I'm living in right now. That means custom paint. I really don't want to put custom paint on my van because we do have a fair amount of rust on it, and to invest the money in a nice, good rockin' paint job on this thing, I think would just be a waste of money because the rust is just going to keep pushing its way through. So we rattle can this thing with some spray paint. It works, it does the job. I don't want to do that on the next one. I'd like to do a really cool paint job with some nice deckling on it and just make that thing into something that my home could never be. This thing doesn't have the power or the aggression of the engine. That does. This thing, because of the lack of power in the engine, I could never do a monster 4-wheel drive kit in it or run the ginormous tires. It's not possible. Well, that's where that one will come into play. And you never know. Maybe at the end of it, maybe we throw it up for sale and we make a nice, good profit. Great. Or maybe years down the line, I get so invested into it, fall in love with it, and move into it. That's possible. There's a lot of big things that are going to get done to it, and because of that, time is going to be, and money is going to be a major factor in it. So what I'm hoping to do is seeing if I can get some companies to team up with me to build that one, just to ease up on the financial pressures, because so many people have reached out to us over the years wanting to put their products in my van, and I always say no. I say no because I have no room in my van is currently done. So all those companies that wanted to be a part of our van build before, I'm going to see if they want to be a part of this van build going forward, which means I can do a lot of that build work with less, way less of the price tag at the end. You see, you guys, that's the benefit of having a YouTube channel, is that so many people just want free advertising on your channel, and it allows people like us to upgrade our vehicles a lot faster than the average person. So my van has undergone a lot over these last 3 years, and we would have not have been this far if it wasn't for the brands that have said, hey, let us be a part of this. Oh my gosh, did we just buy an ambulance today? Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap, we bought an ambulance. Oh my gosh. So, me and John here, we spent about a half an hour just sitting together over on the porch, talking about the ambulance and talking about the lift kit and like how much lift we should put on it. And wow, it was such a surreal moment to be sitting over there on the chairs, taking a look at these 2 tanks I have sitting here in his driveway, thinking this is the start of my Weirdos Unite army. Oh my gosh. I always thought of my van before as just, well, my rolling condo. Now this is tank 1.0. That is tank 2.0. That one there, though, legitimately, well, that is a tank. Come on. Come on. Let's just soak this in here for a minute. Just let that soak in. My penthouse. These both are my vans. Can you This is insane. Let's talk about this van for a minute, because I know some of you right now have a bazillion questions. It's a little messy in here right now, guys. I haven't made my bed today and I got things all over the floor. This is my home. My absolute place that I feel the most comfortable in the entire world is right here. Because of this van, we have this plaque on the wall and all of you guys being here with us, but I am attached to this thing with every ounce of my heart and soul. This van is not going anywhere. Please don't get that twisted. We've done a lot to my van in the last little while, and we have some upgrades coming to my van that I am pumped about. We just got that lift kit in from Welltech Designs, which is going to go into this thing and make it super capable out there in the backcountry. And I know the reason why I'm going to say this, I know some of you are thinking right now, well, why would you do that kit into this when you have the ambulance? Because this is my home. I plan on being in this thing for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, who knows how many years ahead. So having my van be super capable of going out there and getting all the videos you guys see here on the channel is very important to me. And doing the Welltech Designs kit is going to change the game in my home. And who knows, maybe one of you guys will end up buying the ambulance at the end of the day a couple of years from now. Or we might just sell this thing to one of you guys a few years down the line. But yeah, we're going to continue with my van. We're going to put bigger tires on my van once the Welltech Design kit goes in, because we can run a bit of a larger tire. We have a 12,000 pound winch going on this van. So this, and a rear locker, and a new big differential out of a 1-ton truck. So my van is going to be 2 to 3 times more capable after J5 Custom Vans finishes putting the Welltech Designs kit in here, doing the differential and the locker. My van is going to be ready for practically anything I can throw at it. After that, when the ambulance is finally done, who knows how long that's going to be to get that bad boy finished. But once that thing is ready to hit the road, we'll probably put this thing in storage for a couple of months and go play around in the ambulance. Maybe during that time, I might question going, maybe we'll sell my van, move into the ambulance. But guys, we're talking, I've been making YouTube videos now going on 4 years in September. That thing could be moving ready, I don't know, maybe 2 years from now. Who knows? But, oh my gosh, we bought an ambulance today. This, my friends, is going to be madness. I just open up the door to roll up the window. Power windows, baby. Bada boom, power windows. You know how many times I drive down the road and a subscriber drives up beside me on that side, they're waving like they want to have a conversation, and I can't roll down the window because I'm driving? No, well, we just hit this button. But this top here is, I think it's really awesome because, I mean, when they put the light section on the top, instead of them just covering this up, I think it's really cool how they have this molded piece in there. So there's extra storage space up in here. And it just all in all looks better. It's nicely done. I want to unscrew this someday soon and take a look and see what's inside of there. Because this is hinged up in here. Look at this. Silly. I ain't got that luxury either. Ooh. It's an armrest for the chair. Fire extinguisher. So inside of here, you can stand, barely. So if we were to do any kind of, even if it's just a thin 1/4 inch layer of insulation up here and a nice wood roof in here, you would completely have nowhere to stand. And if we end up doing a floor in here and that brings it up another 1/4 inch, now you've taken up any space. But right now I can stand in here quite comfortably as long as it stays just like this. Because John here has experience with fiberglass. He was saying that he could cut out the roof, kind of right around the curve here, cut up this whole middle section, and to be able to raise it up a few more inches and contour it in with the roof so it looks nice and good from outside, giving us that height that we're gonna need. That is very intriguing. There's definitely gonna be some work to clean this thing up though, that's for sure. And right here behind the seat is the big inverter, which actually, believe it or not, has 2 high output alternators in the front, 2 of them, sending a bazillion amount of power to the back of the van. So meaning that while we're driving, if we end up putting a huge bank of batteries in here, that there's gonna be a ton of power coming back here. Because right now in my van, I have 1 regular alternator, not even 1 high output alternator. This thing has 2 high output alternators, which means while we drive, it should be able to top up whatever we have back here for power quite fast. And you know, when you're out there sometimes, if I'm driving for an hour in the backcountry, it'd be nice to know that it's sending enough power on a rainy day back here to charge up. And chances are, because the space back here is way bigger than the van that I live in, chances are I will end up doing a monster battery bank in this thing. So in my van, I have 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries. In here, I think I would run something big, like 600 amp hour batteries or something like that, just so we have a ton of power in here, even if we just double it up and just do 4. But yeah, so something's pretty cool though. While we were out driving today, bringing the van back here, our little puppy, Mr. Cruz, was lying down right here. There's a big chunk of space here behind the seat, and it would be nice, say maybe I move into it down the line at some point, it would be nice to build it here so Mr. Cruzy has a place that he can kind of have his own little safety spot. And something else I thought was cool was having this space back here, because I don't want to remove this wall, even though we could fully remove it. I think having this space here would be really great to put somewhere to hang clothes, because I have a lot of jackets and stuff like that in my vehicle, and I wish I had a place to hang them. Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, you never think about when you have a van until you get some shirts that really would be nice to hang up, because I have some shirts that, you know, every time you put them on, they're wrinkly and stuff. It'd be nice to hang them. There's a big searchlight in here. Look at that thing. Hey, that's awesome. Sitting on the floor here in this space, you really get a feel for how large this is compared to my van. This makes my van feel like a minivan. It is wider, it is taller, it feels longer when it's probably, maybe it is. I'll have to get the measuring tape out and check it out. But it's a different space. So I can't quite picture it yet. I can't see the end product in here, but I can see the end product in the outside of the van. That's why we're starting there, because I already know what I want out of the look of this thing. And I'm gonna get J5 Custom Vans here to do the inside for me, meaning do the floors, insulate it, put nice walls up in here, raise the roof up a little bit, finish off the ceiling so it's nice and neat and insulated, and maybe pop in a roof fan or two, and put some windows in the side and stuff. So, and I think at that point, I would love to do what I preach on my channel. I preach this to you guys all the time, to spend a major amount of time inside of your van space. Would you like to come in, Cruzy? What do you think, Cruzy? What do you think, buddy? It's pretty big in here, isn't it? Yep, it is. He's all red because of those windows there being red. It shines red in here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, where was I before Mr. Cruzy wanted to come hang out with us? I think I would do in this van what I preach to you guys, and that's to spend some time inside of the vehicle before you start building anything out. So it needs to be clean enough in here. That's why I said floor, walls, ceiling, and some ventilation and stuff in here. And then maybe just throw my mattress in the back and a cooler and go take off in this thing and have some basic good old fun out there with no van built, and get a feel for the space before I decide what I want, where I want it, because how do you know unless you've spent some time in this space? And this is a completely different space than my van. See, if I bought another van right now, just a regular cargo van like mine, I would know exactly what I wanted to do to it because I know the space. I'm like, all right, I know exactly how to build a van. But when you have a place that's wider than your current van, sure, I could do the same thing. Little cabinet there, bed, across, a desk. But when you have a van that's way wider, you have way more options for when it comes to building stuff and getting more use to your space out of it. So I think I'm probably going to end up doing that. We're going to get the basics put in here so it's clean and pretty. And because I don't want to put a mattress in here right now because gross. When my van looks so pretty, I couldn't imagine sleeping on the floor in here. Yep. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. So yeah, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next video. I think we're going to head on down the road here and get out of the hair of J5 Custom Vans. We've been squatting here for a few days waiting for our WellTech Designs lift kit to come in. And yeah, we're going to leave the ambulance behind here and take off in our home. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Say bye, Cruzy. You like the ambulance, buddy? What do you think?
When it comes to buying a van or any vehicle at all, never trust the person you're buying it from, mainly for the reason that everybody just wants to sell it. It's up for sale for a reason, so whatever it takes to get that vehicle off the yard, they'll do anything, including not telling you about all the bad and ugly stuff. And even though you ask, you'll say, hey, look, I don't mind buying it. I know there might be some problems. I'm okay to do the repairs. You want to let me know what you've noticed so I can get a head start on these repairs. And most of the times they'll tell you, nope, everything's just fine. So don't go broke when it comes to buying your vehicles. Always save a little bit of money for those dishonest repairs, because not every salesman tells you the damn truth. You heard that saying once. You know a salesman's lying when they start talking? I heard that once. That's actually pretty funny. Sorry to all my salesmen on here, but you guys have heard it before, I'm sure.
What are you doing over there, silly boy? Hey? Are you hiding? You think you can't see me? You can't see me. I can see you, bro. You're not a very... You're close. What are you doing underneath there? Hi. What are you doing? Hey. I can see you, buddy. I can.
There's never a dull day inside of my van with that dog. His name is Cruz, spelled C-R-U-Z. You can find him on Instagram and also on YouTube at Cruz the Bulldog. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. Hopefully you guys are excited for this new ambulance journey. I'm pretty sure there's going to be lots of ups and a few downs. Hopefully less downs than ups, you know. Anyway, coming up in the next week, my ambulance, I got to get used to saying that. The ambulance is going into the diesel shop to get a full-blown engine check over. Whoa, wish us luck.